Number 10. Your eyes are lying to you. You think you see the world, right? You look out a window and there it is. Trees, cars, that weird neighbor who waters his plastic flamingos. But what you're actually seeing is a heavily edited movie produced by the gelatinous blob between your ears. For starters, you have a blind spot in each eye. It's a literal hole in your vision where your optic nerve plugs into your retina. You should be seeing a black gaping void in the middle of everything, like a personal, portable black hole. But you don't. Why? Because your brain, in its infinite and slightly creepy wisdom, just makes stuff up. It looks at the surrounding area, takes a wild guess at what should be in the blank spot, and paints it in. It's like an intern using a bad Photoshop clone stamp on your reality. So that patch of carpet you're looking at? Part of it is a complete fabrication. That wall? Partially a lie. Your brain is so terrified of an empty space that it fills it with fiction. It's not just correcting an error, it's actively creating a piece of your world that doesn't exist, and it has the audacity to present it to you as fact. Number 9. The phantom buzz. You've definitely felt it. You're sitting there, minding your own business, and you feel that familiar vibration in your pocket. A text? A call? A notification that your DoorDash order of a single tub of mayonnaise has arrived? You pull out your phone and nothing. The screen is black. No calls, no texts, no Mayo updates. This is called phantom vibration syndrome, and it's your nervous system being a jumpy, paranoid mess. Your brain has been so conditioned by the constant alerts from your phone that it started to hallucinate them. It's like a Pavlovian dog, but instead of drooling for a treat, you're twitching for a dopamine hit from a social media like. Modern life has basically trained your brain to be an addict, constantly on the lookout for its next fix. It's the neurological equivalent of a kid tugging on your pants saying, "Are we there yet?" over and over again. It's not a ghost in your pocket. It's just your own brain, so desperate for stimulation that it's willing to create a full-body tactile illusion. Number 8. Colors are a made-up story. That beautiful deep blue sky you love so much? It's not blue, the red of a stop sign? Not red. Color doesn't exist out in the world, at all. What exists is electromagnetic radiation, waves of energy zipping around at different lengths. That's it. Objects don't have color. They just have properties that absorb some wavelengths and reflect others. When the reflected wavelengths hit the cones in your retina, your brain gets a signal. Then, and only then, does it invent color as a way to label that signal. It's a completely made-up internal experience. Think of it like this. Your brain is a grumpy librarian, and every time a wavelength checks in, it slaps a color-coded sticker on it just to keep things organized. This is why colorblindness exists. The librarian is just using a different sticker system. It's also why optical illusions like the dress broke the internet. People weren't just seeing different colors. Their brains were telling them entirely different stories about the same raw data. The universe is a colorless, flavorless, silent void, and your brain is just a talented storyteller, making it all seem interesting so you don't have a complete existential meltdown. Number 7. Your memory is a terrible journalist. You probably think of your memory as a little filing cabinet in your head. When you want to remember your 8th birthday party, you just pull out the birthday number 8 folder and watch the video, right? Wrong. Your memory is more like a gossip-loving storyteller that embellishes, edits, and sometimes just makes things up entirely every time it tells a tale. Every single time you recall a memory, your brain reconstructs it from scratch. And during this reconstruction, it's vulnerable. New information, your current mood, or even a suggestion from someone else can get mixed into the recipe. This is how false memories are born. Scientists have successfully convinced people they remember being lost in a mall as a child, or even taking a hot air balloon ride, all with a bit of clever suggestion. It's why 10 people can witness the same car crash and give 10 wildly different accounts. It's also the engine behind things like the Mandela effect, where huge groups of people are certain they remember a movie that never existed, or a logo that was never designed that way. Your past isn't a stable recorded fact. It's a fluid, editable document, and your brain holds the password. And it's a very, very sloppy editor. Number 6. The sound of silence drives you insane. Get a human, put them in a completely silent room, and watch their brain freak out. I'm talking about an anechoic chamber, a room so soundproofed that it absorbs all reverberating sound. It is the quietest place on earth. You might think it sounds peaceful, a nice break from all the noise, but people who spend time in one start to hear things. Not ghosts, but the inner workings of their own bodies. You can hear your own heart beating, a low thudding in your chest. You can hear your lungs inflating and deflating, like a wet paper bag. Some people can even hear the high-pitched hiss of their own nervous system, or the gurgling of their digestive tract. It's a biological horror symphony. Why? Because your brain is not built for true silence. It's a sensory organ that craves input. When it doesn't get any sound from the outside world, it cranks up the gain, amplifying the tiniest, faintest signals it can find, which just so happen to be the squishy, gross sounds of you being alive. It's your brain's way of saying, if you won't give me noise, I will make the noise. Number 5. Your brain believes what it sees, not what it hears. Here's a fun party trick to prove your senses are constantly fighting with each other. It's called the McGurk effect. Imagine you're watching a video of a person saying the syllable ga ga ga. Now imagine the audio has been sneakily replaced with someone saying ba ba ba. What do you hear? You don't hear ga and you don't hear ba. Your brain, in a moment of sheer panic, splits the difference and you hear da da da, a sound that exists only in your head. It's a sensory battle royale, and your vision is the undisputed champion. Your eyes basically bully your ears into submission. It's why you think an actor's voice is coming from their mouth on screen and not the speakers to your left and right. Your brain sees lips moving and decides that's where the sound must be coming from. Reality be damned. It's a constant, effortless deception. Number 4, your body isn't really yours. You have a very strong, intuitive sense of your own body. You know where your hand is, where your leg is, and you're pretty confident that they are, in fact, attached to you. Well, your brain's hold on that concept is surprisingly flimsy. Exhibit A, the rubber hand illusion. In this classic experiment, a subject hides one of their hands from view, and a fake rubber hand is placed in front of them. A scientist then begins to stroke both the hidden real hand and the visible fake hand in perfect synchrony with a paintbrush. The subject's brain, confused by the conflicting sensory data, it feels the stroking but sees it happening on the rubber hand, decides to resolve the paradox in the most insane way possible. It abandons the real hand and adopts the fake one. The subject starts to feel the paintbrush on the rubber hand, as if it were their own flesh. The illusion is so powerful that if the scientist then smashes the rubber hand with a hammer, the subject will physically flinch and even scream in anticipated pain. Your entire sense of physical self is a negotiation, not a fact. Number 3, you are mostly blind. Don't worry, I'm not questioning your 20/20 vision. I'm talking about something called inattentional blindness. Your brain is a lazy, energy-conserving lump, and it simply does not have the processing power to pay attention to everything your eyes see at once. So, it takes shortcuts. It decides what's important and filters out literally everything else. The most famous demonstration of this is the invisible gorilla test. In it, viewers are asked to watch a video of people passing basketballs and count the number of passes made by the team in white. Halfway through, a person in a full gorilla costume walks into the middle of the scene, thumps their chest, and walks off. When asked if they saw anything unusual, a shocking 50% of people say no. They did not see the gorilla. Their eyes registered it. The light hit their retinas, but their brain, being so focused on counting passes, simply deleted the 800-pound primate from their conscious reality. This means that every single day, you are surrounded by gorillas you don't see. Not literal gorillas, but cars changing lanes, important street signs, your friend's new haircut. Massive, obvious chunks of reality are being left on the cutting room floor of your perception because your brain has decided they aren't relevant to your current task. You're not seeing the world. You're seeing a heavily curated highlight reel. Number 2, your brain is programmed to see monsters. Ever seen a face in the clouds? A screaming man in the pattern of a marble countertop? A creepy clown in the wood grain of your bedroom door? That's pareidolia, and it's a feature, not a bug, of your sensory system. Your brain is a pattern recognition machine on overdrive, and the pattern it's most desperate to find is a face. From an evolutionary standpoint, this makes sense. Missing a face could mean missing a predator lurking in the bushes or an angry rival sneaking up on you. It was always safer to have a false positive, mistaking a tree stump for a person, than a false negative. So evolution cranked our facial recognition software up to 11. The result is that you now live in a world haunted by phantom faces. Your brain is constantly scanning the random noise of the universe and projecting humanity onto it. It's an automatic, uncontrollable process. It doesn't care that there isn't actually a soul-eating demon staring at you from your morning toast. The pattern fits, so the alarm bells ring. It's a chilling reminder that you aren't a passive observer of reality. You are an active, and often terrified, interpreter. Number 1, time isn't real. This is the big one. The most fundamental aspect of your experience, the steady forward march of time, is a complete and total fabrication of your consciousness. Time doesn't flow. What you perceive as a smooth, continuous now is actually your brain taking countless snapshots of sensory data and stitching them together into a coherent narrative, like frames in a movie. And your brain is a very creative film editor. Think about it. When you're in a car crash or a moment of extreme fear, time seems to slow to a crawl. This isn't because the universe is hitting the slow-mo button for you. It's because your brain, in a state of high alert, is recording memories with far greater density and detail. When you play that memory back, there are more frames of information, so it feels like it lasted longer. Conversely, when you're having fun or doing something routine, your brain gets lazy, records fewer details, and time seems to fly by. The past is just a memory, the future is just a prediction, and the present is an infinitesimally small moment that you can't even truly grasp. Your sense of time is the grandest illusion of them all, a user interface for reality that your brain cooked up to stop you from collapsing into a puddle of existential dread.